What's up everybody, Steve Atlas here again, and we're in Portimao, Portugal to bring you the ultimate test. It's the Monday after World Superbike. Ben Spies just won the championship, and guess what we're doing? We're riding all 7 factory superbikes. So come on, it's gonna be badass. First bike up was the BMW. Most noticeable characteristic of that bike is definitely the motor. Top end, the thing pulls for days. I mean, it's a rocket ship. A little abrupt off the bottom, really stiff chassis with a little bit of chatter, but I mean, other than that, it turns from side to side amazing, and it's just got one rocket ship of an engine. After that, it was on to Michele Fabrizio's Ducati, and that bike is extremely unorthodox, especially for a Ducati. They have it set up really far forward and low down, and Michele runs a very, very sensitive throttle, but once I was able to get past that and get things going, God, what a chassis. That bike, when it's pitched on its side in some of those longer corners, is just, I mean, you literally want a corner that just goes around and around and around, because I mean, you're an inch away from putting your elbow on the ground, picking up your knee, and you're just in heaven. I mean, there literally is nearly no better chassis mid-corner in the world than that Ducati. From there, I was on Johnny Ray's Honda, the 10 Kate Honda, and that bike just stood out as being extremely easy to ride. It flicked from side to side effortlessly. The power delivery was really smooth. They didn't have a lot of traction control, which was actually kind of nice. You could steer the bike with the rear tire, you could get up to spin. But it was a nice bike that did everything really well. It definitely wasn't the fastest bike, but it was one of the easiest to ride, no question. From there, it was onto the Kawasaki, and that is for sure the surprise of the day, because looking at Kawasaki's results and knowing how hard that bike is to get tamed, I was expecting some unruly, fast beast of a machine, and it turned out to be right in there with the Honda as one of the easiest to ride. I mean, it was extremely flickable, a lot of front end confidence. They definitely have the wheelie control and the traction control dialed up pretty high. And I think that because that bike makes so much power that it's just prone to wheeling. So that was took a little bit to get used to, but you know, definitely the surprise of the test, and definitely one amazing handling machine. From there, it was on to the most important bike of the day for us as Americans, Ben Spies' championship winning Yamaha R1. I had just recently rode Josh Hayes' AMA Superbike, and the differences are like 2 different motorcycles. It's night and day. Spies' is way lower center of gravity. It flicks from side to side even easier than Josh's bike. It's definitely the most manly bike, so to speak, here. Spies has the thing set up pretty knife-edged. It shakes its head, it spins the tire. It's what I would consider the most true superbike of the bunch, and in that regard, just because it was such an adrenaline rush to ride, it's definitely the top 2 as far as my favorites. It was just amazing just to hang on to the thing, the way it would put you back in the seat with that motor, that it really just got your blood pumping, and it was a really, really, really amazing experience. From there, it was on to the Suzuki, and that bike I would probably put at the bottom of the field as far as these goes. I mean, by no way is it a bad machine. It does everything really well, and if I had ridden that bike all by itself, I could tell you I would rant and rave about it, because no 2 ways around it, all these bikes are amazing. But it's heavier to turn than the rest. The traction control system isn't as refined as the rest. when it would spin, it tended to just kind of snap the rear end out instead of being a controllable slide. It was no question the hardest to ride of all of them, but considering what it was, by no means would I say that it's bad. I mean, it was a blast. They say you save the best for last, and today was no different. I don't know if I'd say the best, but one of the best was Max Biaggi's factory Aprilia RSV4. That bike, for a first-year team to come out and put something like that together, is downright amazing. The chassis on it flicks from side to side like a Yamaha R6. It is unbelievably agile, as well as that V4 engine has torque on the bottom, pull in the mid-range, and top end for days. Undoubtedly that and the Yamaha felt the quickest up top, but to be honest with you, the Aprilia's got the Yamaha's number when it comes to top speed. That thing is cooking. I mean, I think on the data we were 301 or 302K by the end of the straightaway, and I mean that's 190 miles an hour and still having to get the thing stopped. So there's no question that that we saved one of the best for last. And as a whole, it was an amazing day. It was one of those days where you pinch yourself and just ask if it's real. So big thanks to the guys from in front, and hopefully we can come back next year and see how they all are in 2010.